from the Ikoyi collapse, building collapse, the 21-story building that collapsed in Ikoyi, Lagos, Nigeria. A lot of things have been going on since then. A lot of people have been commenting on it. People have been talking, commentaries, discussions, the survivors, the death toll, and all of that. Before we proceed, welcome to Lawyers Infohub. I'm your host, Mercy. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and subscribe to this channel so whenever we upload a video, you'll be notified. If you can also share this video to your friends and colleagues and even work colleagues and even your neighbors, anybody interested in what we share in this content, you can share this video to them. So first of all, we'll see that it was a sad situation on the 1st of November when this building collapsed. A lot of people have come to say there were no approval. Approval was given 15 floors or 7 floors. The owner went and built 21-story building without approval. Now, there's some silent questions I've been pondering upon since this incident. When a building is to be commenced, after the architect must have drawn the plan and all of that, and the building is to be started, engineers, contractors, a whole lot of people are brought aside, not just from the mechanical, from the electrical engineers to the building constructors, a whole lot of people, different, because such a huge investment, such a huge building. I know that it will be a firm of engineers or that will handle such a project. Now, a lot of people have also put up some interviews where the owner granted and said some things, and people are just talking and talking and talking. So the questions I'm asking is based on the regulatory agencies that are supposed to checkmate the building and all of that. From the storyline, it is obvious, and we have seen that there were some checks and balances at some point when he was asked to stop. The building was sealed for some months. It was better open than the others. How this goes to show that we need to step up our game in the various agencies we have in our country. We don't need to wait for people to die before we do the right nose or whatever. We have to go beyond people. We have to see the future when we are dealing with people. This is a challenge and this is a problem. Until we begin to see the future in anything we do, I think anything we're doing is short-sighted and may not go far. When people go to, for example, you want to buy a land and you go to do a search at the lands registry, and you are being told that this land you're buying is an easement, or land you're buying is falls within the rail line. Maybe the rail line is not there, that there'll be a rail line in the future, and this land falls on it, or say there is an electricity pole or something will pass through it, or a gas pipeline will pass. These are just future projections that have been mapped up, following the state, geographical mappings and all of that. And the person says, no, how shall I'll buy the land, we'll go and tip 1 or 2 persons, and it's okay, you go start building. And 20 years down, 10 years down the line, a new government is available, and let's return to the master plan. And someone is there for 20 years, no government came and destroyed my property. I'm just linking this to the fact that if a no was given to this person who bought, and while the person was constructing, the building was brought down at the point of construction, the loss that will come in the future would have been averted. And the site, that house is like 65% completed, because it's just about putting up the external, like the tap, reach the first level, second, and I'll beat my chest say that these regulatory agencies cannot say that they didn't visit. They visited and kept visiting And this guy was progressing with such huge amount of investment, and all of a sudden, we are now trying to, people are now trying away from taking liability. We approved, we did not approve. It shouldn't happen in a country that is moving forward. Because you shouldn't have even reached the 10th floor before that project should be sealed. But I just hope we will learn from this situation. People have lost life, parents, fathers, husbands, cousins. A lot of people are grieved over this situation. Now for investors, people are now asking, what happens to investors' money? I've heard a lot of people, it was 65% sold off. A lot of people have bought, a lot of people have invested. What will happen? From the legal perspective, we understand that it's a company beyond the owner. It's the company that is building. So the company should. Now we also look at the insurance. Such magnificent buildings, such huge projects be insured. Now, what if there's insurance? In this part of the world, we do not like when insurance, you don't like insurance. So when marketers from insurance companies come around, like, what am I insuring? Even we are being forced to insure our cars. A lot of people do not take insurance very seriously. Now, if this building was insured, now the insurance company has a lot of liabilities. If premiums were paid and all that he was supposed to do, he did. But where there is no insurance, let me just assume there is no insurance, then the company will bear a whole lot of liability beyond the owner dying. The company is a juristic person. Company can exist without even the owner and can run. So the company will have a lot of liabilities to paying back the investors, a whole lot. And if there is proper legal documentation, most times, most of these, I can bet you that most of these investors paid and maybe not gotten documents. They just paid, and a lot of issues, a lot of things will come up. A lot of things will come up. Now, a huge project, it's also important that due diligence is even done. Because I know that an insurance company cannot just insure such a property without digging deep to know, okay, do you have the approvals? Are you doing the right thing? Because that should be the duty, part of the duty of the insurance company. We cannot just insure a building because someone is building. Yes, because if that project was insured, I know that the insurance company, will have a lot to pay, even though they might not pay 100%, depending on the type of insurance and the nature of the premium and what is obtainable. They might not be able to pay everything, but at least they'll be held accountable. Now, another thing we have to look at is peradventure loans are involved. Maybe the owner have taken loan from the bank. Now the question is, what did the bank do diligence? Did they do due diligence on looking at the property? What if, let's look at, because these are projections. What if the project or the house was used even as collateral? These are things. This incident has opened our eyes to different, legal problems, that will need legal solution, you know. But all boils down to due diligence. Because if the bank is to, give out loans and that house was used as collateral, I know what you're thinking. What will the bank do? How will they recover their money? A whole lot, a whole lot, a whole lot, a whole lot. Now, even if the company that owns that project files for bankruptcy, have you thought about that? Have you thought about that? What if that company cannot stand even at the exit of the owner because of maybe those the directors cannot, the assets of the company? What if they file for bankruptcy? What if they say, they don't have money again? What will be done? These are legal issues that require legal solutions. Now, these people that have died, they need to be compensated. They need to be compensated. Now, the liability is on the Lagos state government. The liability is on the. I'm talking of Lagos state government because the Lagos Building Regulatory Agency that was supposed to ensure that all buildings that are built in Lagos are up to standard. Would there be a liability? Lagos state government is the state wherein this issue happened. There also be a liability. Their agents, the agency, it's also for the states. So these are issues, if issues that have to be deliberated, because if the government says, okay, we're going to pay liability for everyone or pay compensation to the victims, we're going to pay anything. Is that justifiable? Though it cannot equate the loss of life, but at the same time, um, the liability, we're going to look at who bears the larger chunk of the liability. Is it the government who ought to have said no, or shut down the building before it got to that stage? The owner who defied or who knew what was doing was wrong, who knew the substandard materials used, should bear the liability of that's his company. Now the engineers on site, what level of liability would they be? Because if an engineer, continued despite the fact that he or she knew, the firm knew that we are working with substandard materials, should they be held liable? So the liability cuts across a lot of people. So, but this should serve as a warning. This should serve as a lesson to other investors, other real estate developers. I know that with this, what has happened, the real estate organization in Nigeria, no matter how they organize or whatever strata they have or hierarchy they have, should be able to call themselves together and tell themselves the truth. Going forward, what can they do? We cannot turn a blind eye when the right things are not done. We will not be in this situation. We will not. These people are paying loss. So what can we pay to even, in life? Is it billions of naira? It cannot bring the person back to life. Some people might just take it in good faith. I just hope at the end of the day, the governor has set up a panel to investigate and all of that. I just hope by the end of the day, everyone who has suffered injustice, everyone who has, I'm pain because of this situation, will get at least solace in whatever form. It's so sad and so painful to lose a loved ones. So we'll keep talking about these issues and we'll invite people to talk about it soon. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. I want to see your comments on it too, and share it. Thank you very much. Do have a great day.